Hey guys, welcome back to the Nets, the home of unbiased views. This is a channel where we talk about cricket, we talk about football, we talk about all the ICC events that are happening around. I usually have a guest with me when I do talk about cricket, but considering the time and the day and Arsh not being available, let me just talk about the upcoming game that we have tomorrow. So before we go anywhere, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what I'm doing right, what I'm not doing right. The channel is called Back to the Nets. So let's break down the ODI series first. Much has been said about the first two ODIs, and then the third one, which India lost against Sri Lanka. So the first two games, people might say easy peasy, Sri Lanka B team, and they managed to win it. Uh, what I feel personally was the intent of having this series was auditioning players and auditioning our bench strength. Everybody knows that. The biggest place that I would have focused on before going into this series was number four. That was the one for a 50 over game. We have always had a problem finding somebody for that number four position in the Indian team. We have found a solid number four in Surya Kumar Yadav. Now, it's different when we play a T20 game where we, let's say, hypothetically think about saying three players off the top will be lasting 25 overs, and then fourth, fifth, sixth that come in, they just tonk the ball and have someone. Surya Kumar Yadav adds that stability where he can play a sensible inning as well as keep the run rate between six and seven for that time period when the fielders are in and out. So I feel that he has stepped up, and being a man of the series at the end of the three-game series was definitely a winner. I think it was brilliant the way he performed. The second position that I feel we were auditioning for was a backup for Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya has not been performing to his best abilities when it comes to with the ball. And if you ask me, is he an automatic selection with the bat? Maybe UAE, yes, I would say he is. The ball stops a little bit, but if you ask me for any other place besides UAE, that may not be the answer for one day internationals. Yes, he can improve. Yes, he can be a bit more reliable with the bat. But as it stands right now, with the current form, Hardik Pandya's place is not an automatic selection, which means that position is open where we are looking for a fast bowling all rounder who can come in and play as per the situation. And I think the two players that India would be looking closely at now is Deepak Chahar and Shardul Thakur. Shardul Thakur in the recent past has been one of the guys who has played ODIs and has performed. He tends to be a bit more expensive, but the difference between these two players has been Shardul usually comes in when the ball is a little bit old. Deepak Chahar can come in and put the outswing going. He has a nice curve to the ball and he can get that initial wickets that we need. Plus the fact that he can come in and bat at seven or eight and put a value on his wicket and do something out of it makes him special. The other thing that I feel we were looking into was a wrist spinner. Everybody knows Charles' form was not really at his best. And in the recent past, and I won't judge him from what he has done right now because as it stands right now, Chahal may not be playing against the best opposition. So having Rahul Chahar come in and spin, and again, against the same opposition, we can't really judge him. But the fact that he was playing his very first ODI and he managed to do what he did definitely puts him into those ranks where he will be considered for the long format. He will be out there. And I think that these were the three positions that we were looking into. Even before we had started these ODIs, I was always of the opinion that Shikhar Dhawan was not the right choice of being a captain. And it probably showed in the last ODI where, when the going was tough, Shikhar wasn't really on par with his field placements or trying to be an inspiration on field. The ones that we see Virat Kohli doing when somebody drops a catch, Virat Kohli, you see him, walking them up and bringing the energy levels up. So for me, I really feel that it will make much of a difference if a youngster, maybe somebody new who could have come in and step and taken that role. And that would have also meant that Shikhar could have been rested for one of the games. He brings immense amount of experience. Take nothing away from that. But someone else coming in and being a stand-in captain would have also helped. So that being said, I feel that this team was also looking at Rahul Dravid as the leader rather than having a leader on field. Because anytime anybody won man of the series, they would always say that Rahul sir said this to me, and Rahul sir made sure that Deepak Chahar was promoted ahead of Bhuvi. Rahul sir was the one who was dictating, and nothing against Rahul Dravid. He's probably the best Indian Test player that we have seen in our lifetime. So for me, I think that that was one of the reasons that we did, and we clearly didn't do the basics right. Bowling wayward deliveries, dropping catches. And speaking of dropping catches, another place that we would like to find a concrete backup for Rishabh Pant for, and that is a wicket keeper. Now, Rishabh Pant brings in the fact that he's a left-hander adds value. We do not have many left-handed batsmen in the middle order since Yuvraj Singh, so Rishabh Pant definitely adds value. um, we have Ishan Kishan, who's a better keeper, can be flaky with the bat, tries to go too hard at the ball, sometimes doesn't read the situation as well. And we have seen him from Mumbai Indian days as well. So Rishabh Pant, I'm sorry, Ishan Kishan is, for me, was, he didn't really justify his place as much as we would have liked him to. Again, in a T20 format, he may play, but is he automatic selection? I don't think so. Sanju Samson, all the talent in the world, poor keeper. Again, KL Rahul beats him at that. When it comes to a T20 game, I think KL Rahul, just because of the fact that he can also keep, beats him there. So the wicketkeeper's position is still open. We may want one of these guys to step in, step up, and put their hands up and say, yes, we are ready to take Rishabh Pant's position in the test matches as well. And that we have not found yet. Moving on from this game, we play T20s tomorrow, and I'm again not worried about the result. It's a game. Someone wins, someone loses. I think Devdutt Padikkal might be getting his first cap tomorrow, and there's also a possibility that we may see Chakravarti come in. We saw Gautam and Nitish Rana, and they didn't really impress. So I wouldn't want to go at the negatives at this time. And maybe they come back in again and change the scenario altogether. But let's focus on what's ahead of us and the positives. I see Devdutt Padikkal being an opener tomorrow. I just the fact that Shikhar Dhawan has today mentioned that he wants to make sure that he is still in the mix for that T20 openers position for the World Cup tells me that he's not going to drop himself from the opener. So we might as well see Devdutt Padikkal and Shikhar Dhawan opening tomorrow. And unfair for Prithvi Shaw considering he was picked because of his because of his IPL performances, and he has been brilliant. So I think he might just come one drop, or he might open and Devdutt Padikkal comes in one down. But it's going to be an interesting thing. For me, I will definitely have Chakravarti playing tomorrow because the pitch is gripping and turning. I see Chakravarti, I see Rahul Chahar batting as well. I mean, Rahul Chahar bowling as well. And we will have Deepak Chahar again. Bhuvi might be stepping in as well. So that will be, uh, let's say, 12 overs of, of genuine bowlers coming in. Hardik Pandya is the fifth one. And there is, I think that accounts for 16 overs. Chakravarti, Chahar, uh, the other Chahar and Bhuvi. That's 16 overs. And we might have a bits and pieces bowler in Hardik and his brother playing the first game tomorrow. That the other news that is coming out from the camps is Surya Kumar Yadav and potentially Prithvi Shaw might just leave from Sri Lanka, keep their bubble going, and be available for India for the first test. Now, how does this impact the test team? A bit unfair for the likes of KL Rahul, who is sitting with the Indian team and has just scored a century. But the fact that there were players who Avesh Khan broke his thumb and he's on his way back, Shubman Gill is already in India. So that tells me that there are two positions that are vacant. and we might see these three players going the other way to the secured bubble in England. And on that note, I would like to wrap this up. Oh, on another ICC event that's currently been happening, we have had West Indies and Australia are currently playing. They have been cleared. West Indies is hosting Australia for the second ODI. The first ODI was a cakewalk for Australia. The second ODI, the timeline had been shifted in Australia since they had a flexible time schedule. They have decided to make sure that this tour happens. So they will be playing the second ODI today, and then day after tomorrow is the third ODI. And also, they fly to Bangladesh after this. So, with that being said, um, that's in the world of cricket. That is what I have so far. Please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let me know what I'm doing right. Let me know what I'm not doing right. I will be glad to work on that content. And just a quick update. After this, there will also be a podcast available on Anchor on all the Twitter platforms. I will host it through my Twitter line, and usually I do mention it in the bottom, but I will put it at the bottom of the YouTube video where I will list out my Twitter handle. So let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what I'm doing right. Let me know what I'm not doing right. I will be glad to work on the content, and stay safe, stay healthy wherever you are. The channel is back to the nets. Talk to you guys soon. Thank you.